Hey guys, so I'm gonna be doing something kind of different today. Uh, so I'm gonna be telling you about my story on 420 this year. That was a fun experience. It's pretty scary in my opinion. Like it could have gone so much worse than it did, but it was still pretty terrifying whenever it was going down. But like so like I used to be a stoner or whatever. Like I was a pothead. I used to smoke a lot. I've kind of died down with that. I still do it sometimes, but like, I, being a stoner and having no money is kind of hard. But yeah, but it was 420. We had been planning. I had been planning with my friend for a few days. Like, hey, we should like skip school and like go to my house and smoke on 420. And he was like, yeah, man, let's do it. And I was like, I'll bring some weed, you bring some like wraps, and I'll bring my bowl. Well, I didn't really have to bring it because it was my house, but, so yeah, like, we had been planning this for a few days, and then 420 finally came. I was excited. This kid brings weed to school. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this kid, he does some stupid ass shit sometimes, I swear, but he's still my friend, but like he brings weed to school like all the fucking time, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna get caught one day. But yeah, he brought it to school, and like I was like, here, let's just go to my house first period, and like see if my dad will leave. And like so we stayed in a park for a little while, like to wait for my dad. And so then we walked to the house, and I realized my dad's car was still there. So I was like, oh shit, man, like what are we gonna do? So he was like, hey, let's just go back to school. And like that was a really nerve-wracking walk because I practically walked backwards the entire time because I was terrified that I was gonna like see my dad's car, so I'd have to like jump behind a house or some shit. And like I did this like multiple times. Like anytime I'd hear like a car coming, I would like run behind a house and like sneak behind and like see if it was him or not. But like my friend was like, dude, come on, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, dude, I don't want to get caught by my dad. Like, so we went back to school. I came in the middle of second period, and like I didn't get a pass or anything. I just knocked on the door. I came in, and like my teacher didn't even fucking see me. Like I was like, dude, I could probably pull this off. Like, so I walked to my desk, and she like asked, she was like, where were you? And I was like, I was sitting in the back. I thought I was sitting in the back and stuff. And, like we have assigned seats in that class, but yeah, no, I just like I don't know how I was able to pull it off. I guess she was just kind of out of it that day. And then I was talking to my other friend about it, and like I was like, yo, maybe you want to skip, bring a couple of G's or whatever. And he was like, yeah, sure. And like he was like, when are you gonna skip? And I was like, I'm probably gonna go home like next period. And like what was it? Like that was a really stupid idea. Like my friend was even saying like, hey, no, let's not go next period, let's go fourth period. I was like, no, man, I just want to go next period because I really want to stay there for a while. And he was like, alright, fine, whatever. And like the other kid that I had just told about it was like, yeah, I'll come around fifth period. And keep in mind, I was in 11th grade when this happened. And so like it was right after that period, my friend and I walked back to my house, and my dad's car was still there. And I was like, fuck, man, like what am I gonna do? So we went behind this like my neighbor's house. It was like 2 houses down, and it was like abandoned. So we like hid the stuff there, and like we hid all my stuff there. And like so we just like we were walking around for a little while, like coming up with a plan, like when to go back, when to check. And so we went back and checked, and my dad he was still there. So we walked behind my house and like across the street, and all of a sudden I see my dad's car just fucking pull up right next to me. He just dead ass looks at me. And I literally feel my heart drop. Everything's numb, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm dead. Like, he's going to kill me. And like, so he's just staring at me. Then he looks back and just drives off. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm so fucked. Like, I'm freaking out. Like, legit. Like, I was freaking out so bad. So like, the first thing I do is I called him. I'm like, fuck, I wasn't doing anything bad. It's like gym right now. And which it really wasn't. It was like, in fact, it was actually even less, what's the word? Fuck, man, I don't know. But, like, it was an Apex class, so it was, like, online computer stuff. But, Like I was like, I'm in Apex, and then I have gym next, and then I have lunch. And he's like, I thought you had this class after that, this, that. And like, we're just arguing about it. I'm like, I'm not high. We were just like staying here because I didn't want to go to class. And he was like, get your ass back on campus. And I was like, yes, sir. And then I look at my friend, and I'm like, let's go smoke. Like, I'm stupid as fuck, but like, and then we just go smoke. And like, we smoked like, how many? It was like 4 Gs, which was a lot for me because I hadn't smoked for like a month. But like, it was 4 Gs. And we sat at my house for a while, and I was still nervous as hell. Like, I kept running to the door to make sure he wasn't, like, home for some weird-ass reason. And, like, I kept running back and forth, and then we finally went back to school. And then my dad talked to me, like, a couple days later. Like, I thought I was in the clear. I thought he didn't really give a fuck. But then he texted me a couple days later. He was like, so what were you doing? And I was like, I was just walking around. I didn't really want to be in class. And, like, he kept interrogating me. I don't really remember the conversation that much. But yeah, that was my 420 experience. It was scary as hell, for me at least. And like, my friend, he was there with me. And like, he had the weed in his hand when my dad pulled up too. Like, he just like hid that shit so fast. But like, I don't know, man, that was terrifying. But yeah, that was my 420 story. Thanks guys for listening.